Rogers' GemSauce system was the basis of the Blacker system that was a combination of high-grade crypto and A1 systems, which NSA fielded in an initial run and then used for their own purposes for 10 years but never put out for anyone else. My observation is much the same as yours. He's not getting much traction. He sometimes wants more than he can get in the first step. I mean, he would be perfectly happy if he could get some agency to give everyone a laptop with GemSauce on it. My view is that we would make extremely good progress if we could make use of GemSauce in those places. I mean, the fact that we network now the way we do, and we don't have much big iron lying around, means that in those places, where I showed you the multi-level between the isolated networks. What we currently have are things like DTW, MDDS, and there's another one I forgot, all of which run on trusted Solaris with special changes. These are systems that are designed for cooperating people. If you put a GemSauce system in there for doing the same thing, we would start to actually isolate our networks. I don't know if he's ever going to find someone who is willing to do it. The top accreditor at, can I say that? Top accreditor at one of those three-letter agencies has said that the only game in town for PL5 is GemSauce. But he can't initiate anything. He has to wait for somebody to bring a system forward, and the people who build their systems are not doing it. So I have been worrying for some years that what we gained is going to be gone away, and not to be morbid, I am afraid we're going to go to Roger's wake and talk about his long attempt to get people to use this good technology, and he won't have gotten anything further.
I think you said in the beginning that there's been one 774. What was that?
I planted that. Could you tell? It's what people have a number of names for it. I call it the warp speed channel. During the evaluation of a product that will remain unnamed, it doesn't mean unnamed. It was the DEC A1 system. What they found was a covert channel. That's a term everybody knows. Covert channel. They found a covert channel that worked faster than data transfer. And there was no way to throttle it back. This is another thing where people who were involved with it were so concerned because they didn't know what to do. They didn't classify it, but they refused to tell their colleagues. We were, Trusted Information Systems co-hosted, co-sponsored the first covert channel workshop. There wasn't a second one, with aerospace. And this had blown up just before that. And some of the people at TIS knew about it. And Ted Lee didn't, so he asked how it worked. And they said they couldn't tell him. Well, Ted Lee, PhD from, I think, Harvard, had worked at Burroughs, which became Unisys, and was a dynamite programmer. So by the next morning, he had a covert channel that was running at 20 kilobytes a second. We were there 3 days. By the time he left, he had 120 kilobytes a second. Now, the way this works, is anybody familiar with the way that sperm whales procreate?
Do we have a video?
Hmm?
Do we have a video?
I do not have the video. It requires 3. This covert, one to prop the female up. This covert channel requires 3 processes. in the large kind of computers, for optimization, they would allow a process to specify memory to be used for something so that you could use memory that was right there, so it wouldn't have to go way over.